1. The primary purpose of the SCAT is to A. Assess a student's athletic abilities. B. Measure verbal and quantitative reasoning skills. C. Evaluate emotional intelligence. D. Test artistic creativity. 2. When designing practice sessions for SCAT, adult learning principles suggest A. Lecture-only approach. B. Interactive problem solving and discussion. C. Passive reading of questions. D. Memorization without application. 3. A student struggles with verbal analogies. The best mentoring strategy is A. Provide repeated examples with explanation of relationships. B. Give answers without explanation. C. Skip verbal analogies practice. D. Focus on unrelated topics. 4. SCAT quantitative reasoning requires A. Memorization of math formulas only. B. Understanding patterns, sequences, and problem solving. C. Only arithmetic calculations. D. Memorizing numbers. 5. When evaluating SCAT practice results, which method is most effective? A. Only compare raw scores. B. Analyze errors to identify knowledge gaps. C. Ignore performance trends. D. Focus solely on speed. 6. Curriculum development for SCAT prep should A. Prioritize rote learning. B. Include progressive reasoning exercises and timed practice. C. Focus on unrelated subjects. D. Avoid structured practice. 7. A student demonstrates high verbal skill but low quantitative reasoning. An instructor should A. Emphasize quantitative skill building while maintaining verbal strength. B. Ignore quantitative weakness. C. Only practice verbal exercises. D. Reduce focus on testing strategies. 8. SCAT verbal analogies test the ability to A. Recognize patterns in words and relationships. B. Memorize word lists. C. Spell correctly. D. Write essays. 9. In mentoring, providing immediate feedback helps students A. Reduce learning retention. B. Understand errors and correct reasoning. C. Focus only on speed. D. Memorize answers. 10. SCAT quantitative reasoning often includes which type of problem? A. Numeric sequences and mathematical patterns. Essay writing. C. Vocabulary matching. D. Drawing tasks. 11. Effective communication with students during SCAT prep should A. Provide clear, concise explanations and guidance. B. Use ambiguous instruction. C. Avoid discussion of errors. D. Only focus on memorization. 12. Regulatory compliance in testing requires A. Ensuring fair testing conditions and confidentiality. B. Allowing selective access to materials. C. Ignoring accommodations. D. Changing questions mid-test. 13. When designing tying timed SCAT practice sessions, it is best to A. Mimic actual test timing to build pacing skills. Give unlimited time. C. Focus on single question repetition. D. Avoid timing exercises. 14. Adult learning theory emphasizes that SCAT prep should be A. Experiential and problem-solving oriented. B. Only lecture-based. C. Passive memorization. D. Reading only. 15. Analogical reasoning in SCAT measures. A. Numerical memorization. B. Logical relational thinking. C. Artistic skills. D. Emotional intelligence. 16. Students benefit from SCAT practice when errors are A. Ignored. B. Reviewed and analyzed with explanation. C. Memorized without understanding. D. Shared with peers only. 7. Curriculum for SCAT should integrate only verbal exercises. B. Both verbal and quantitative reasoning progressively. C. Random unrelated content. D. Entertainment activities. 18. Mentoring students for SCAT involves A. One-on-one guidance and personalized strategy. B. Assigning generic worksheets only. C. Avoiding feedback. D. Focusing on unrelated subjects. 19. Quantitative reasoning questions may include A. Number series, geometric patterns, and problem solving. Essay composition. C. Historical facts. D. Artistic design. 20. In communication, instructors should ensure A. Clarity, active listening, and supportive feedback. B. Ambiguous and rushed explanations. C. Minimal interaction. D. Only written instructions. 21. SCAT prep should emphasize critical thinking rather than A. Memorization of irrelevant facts. B. Problem-solving skills. C. Time practice. D. Feedback analysis. 22. An effective SCAT practice test includes A. Mixed question types with progressive difficulty. B. Repetition of one problem only. C. Unrelated puzzles. D. Unstructured exercises. 23. When students struggle with sequences, instructors should A. Break down the pattern step by step. B. Skip these questions. C. Provide the answer without explanation. D. Move to unrelated problems. 24. Documenting student progress helps instructors A. Identify strengths and weaknesses for personalized guidance. Focus only on test completion. C. Avoid feedback. D. Share scores publicly. 25. SCAT verbal reasoning includes which task type? A. Analogies and sentence completions. B. Calculus derivatives. C. Drawing geometric figures. D. Musical composition. 26. SCAT quantitative reasoning requires students to A. Identify relationships, patterns, and solve numeric problems. B. Memorize multiplication tables only. C. Focus on spelling. D. Draw charts. 27. Scenario-based mentoring for SCAT helps A. Apply reasoning skills in context. Memorize answers. C. Avoid errors. D. Focus on unrelated tasks. 28. Pacing strategies in SCAT prep help students A. Allocate time efficiently and avoid rushing. Spend unlimited time on single questions. C. Focus only on speed. D. Ignore timing. 29. When students show improvement, instructors should A. Provide positive reinforcement and next step challenges. B. Avoid acknowledgement. C. Only critique errors. D. Maintain same practice level. 30. SCAT curriculum should balance A. Verbal, quantitative, and critical reasoning tasks. B. Only verbal tasks. C. Only numeric tasks. D. Unrelated activities. 31. Immediate feedback during practice. A. Enhances understanding and corrects reasoning errors. B. Confuses student. C. Is unnecessary. D. Focuses only on speed. 32. When a student struggles with test anxiety, effective mentoring involves A. Stress reduction techniques and structured practice. B. Ignoring the issue. C. Increasing test difficulty immediately. D. Removing practice sessions. 33. Reviewing SCAT practice test errors helps students A. Identify knowledge gaps and improve strategies. B. Memorize answers without understanding. C. Ignore reasoning patterns. D. Focus only on unrelated subjects. 34. A student frequently misinterprets word relationships in SCAT verbal analogies. The most effective instructional strategy is to A. Teach students to break each analogy into definable relationship types. B. Increase test difficulty immediately. C. Avoid reviewing incorrect responses. D. Focus solely on numeric pattern drills. 35. When building a SCAT-focused curriculum for mixed-skill groups, the most effective approach is to A. Deliver uniform instruction without differentiation. B. Tier activities based on student readiness levels. C. Provide challenges only to advanced learners. D. Work only with struggling learners. 36. In SCAT quantitative reasoning, one major purpose of progressive difficulty is to A. Make the test feel more overwhelming. B. Develop higher order reasoning through controlled challenge. C. Ensure students memorize formulas. D. Increase the number of errors for evaluation. 37. A student feels overwhelmed after reviewing incorrect answers. An appropriate mentoring technique is to A. Reframe errors as data for improvement. B. Increase the volume of homework. C. Remove all challenging questions. D. Discourage questions until confidence improves. 38. Effective communication during SCAT instruction requires instructors to A. Verify understanding through questioning and feedback. B. Provide only written material. C. Limit discussions to save time. D. Avoid student dialogue during explanations. 39. When teaching number sequences for SCAT quantitative reasoning, instructors should A. Present multiple pattern types and discuss recognition cues. B. Use only one type of sequence. C. Provide the correct answer immediately. D. Focus primarily on vocabulary instruction. 40. A student overly focuses on speed rather than accuracy. The instructor should coach them to A. Identify when accuracy should be prioritized over speed. B. Continue working as fast as possible. C. Skip all difficult questions. D. Avoid timed practice completely. 41. When planning SCAT sessions, an evaluation method aligned with best educational practice is A. Using formative assessments to adjust instruction in real time. B. Only reviewing scores at the end of the course. C. Avoiding assessment to reduce stress. D. Relying solely on a final practice test.